Good evening, everyone. My name is Brooke Nelson, and as the senior class president, it is my honor to welcome you here tonight in celebration of the class of 2018. 12 years. 12 years we've spent with teachers guiding us and parents becoming emotional at seemingly every milestone. Kindergarten graduation, our second grade play, chorus, band, and even recorder concerts, as well as our first formal middle school dances. These milestones were all a big deal to our parents, but to us just felt like a rite of passage. It wasn't until we were about to enter high school that everything became real. Suddenly, we had 4 years to not only figure out what we wanted to do with the rest of our lives, but also find time to have fun along the way. Between balancing time spent at school, work, practice, and with our friends, what seemed like endless years when we were in kindergarten came to a quick end over these last 4. The first day of high school brought us all together in the same place at the same time, and that was quite possibly the last time we were all together in the same place at the same time. That is, of course, until today. Today, as we anxiously sit in our seats, waiting to be handed a single piece of paper that 12 years of work has amounted to, is also the last time we will all be in the same place at the same time. We will throw our caps and walk to our homerooms for the last time, the same homerooms where we've spent 4 years, made friends, caught up on sleep, crammed for tests, and even created into a breakfast buffet during Keystones. We will say goodbye to our homeroom teachers for the last time, who for many of us are the reason we either have or had not had numerous detentions for arriving after 7:35. And for as many of us that will rush out of the building carefree, there are also those of us who are apprehensive about the future and what it may hold. Everything we've grown accustomed to over the past 12 years is now behind us, and like it or not, we must now move on and discover what it is God has placed us here to do. Edward Koch once said, "The fireworks begin today. Each diploma is a lighted match, each one of you a fuse." I don't think we could have truly appreciated the significance of this quote prior to standing here today. Today begins a new chapter in our lives, and whether we are excited or nervous to enter it, it is inevitable. This chapter will most likely lead us through disappointment, embarrassment, and heartbreak, all before success. But for the same reason that sounds so daunting, it is fantastic. The people that we sit here and face today, our teachers and our loved ones, have prepared us to take on this inevitable new chapter. Our families have dedicated nearly 2 decades of their lives in return for disgruntled thank yous and eye rolls, and we owe it to them to prove that that has paid off, that we've become the mature young adults they have tried so hard to bring up. The people sitting on the end of the rows of graduates today, our teachers, have prepared us academically to move on. They've taught us to set goals and embrace challenges, and whether it be college, the workforce, trade school, or the military, to always be the best that we can be. So, class of 2018, whatever it is you choose to do, never forget who led you there, who helped you to prosper, and who provided you so many opportunities. And never forget the gratitude we all owe to Hempfield Area High School. Thank you.
What so proudly we hailed at the Once upon a time, in a quaint little town, there was a school district. This school district encompassed over 90 square miles and included over 1,800 students. Those students each have their own story, but those stories come together to create the tales of Hempfield. We are those students, and regardless of how our stories began, we all found a way to intertwine our plot lines and come together for this day. For many of us, our stories start in kindergarten, or even at the high school preschool. Elementaries like Fort Allen, West Point, Maxwell, Stanwood, West Hempfield, and Brevard were the settings for our childhood memories. Back then, our parents helped us pack our bags and picked our clothes as we set out to conquer the coloring pages and recess dodgeball games in store for us that day. And although there is no escaping those cringe-worthy elementary school pictures, those were some of the most joyous moments in our exposition. Then, we graduated from 5th grade, prepared for the next part of our stories. In the blink of an eye, we were in middle school. Some friends split, but more friendships were formed. West Hempfield, Harold, and Wendover opened our minds to the prospects of lockers, a 9-period day, and changing for gym class. Along with those endeavors came wonderful opportunities, like languages, bigger libraries, technology education, family and consumer sciences, and more than one lunch line to wait in. By the end of our 8th grade year, we figured out our way around lockers, made our way from period to period like experienced pros, and stopped awkwardly standing in the corners of the gym locker rooms while changing. In 3 years, we made a jump from being a child to a young adult. And then we began our time as students of Hempfield Area High School. Despite our different middle schools, we made one cohesive group of freshmen here at the high school. We found people we clicked with, and we held on to each other tight as we navigated through the halls on our first days. Along the way, our stories had ups and downs. We had good classes and bad ones, great grades and not so great grades, first loves and first breakups, and anxious trips to the office after our names were called over the loudspeaker. But now, look at where we are. We made it to the end of our senior year together. However, that's not the end of our stories. We are at the biggest climax in the plot, and the audience is anxiously waiting to see what happens next. So thank you to that audience for waiting with us. The parents, the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, the brothers, and the sisters for reminding us who we were as we grew up. Thank you to the janitors, the cafeteria staff, and the administration staff for keeping our schools in order. Thank you to the guidance counselors, the principals, and the teachers for your endless passion for giving us the best education possible. But most importantly, it is our fellow students in the class of 2018 who have helped us write our stories. Whether we have known each other since kindergarten or just for a few months, we have all shaped each other's lives in countless ways. So please, join me in saying one final thank you to your classmates for making you who you are. I don't know about you, but I am beyond excited to see where the future takes us. Keep writing your stories. It will only get better from here.
Even though we just finished our last great task, we're still looking forward, perhaps with excitement or even indecisiveness. Right now, as the world and all its opportunities face you, a lot of you are thinking, oh, what am I going to do? Where am I going next? If I can't even predict the rain tonight, how am I supposed to decide my future? So, let me tell you about something. You can think about that tomorrow, you can think about that next week, you can think about that next year. But what you should think about right now is, who do I want to be? The question is to change your view, to focus on your character and not your position in life. Your future careers and life opportunities open and close, and life is so indecisive and out of your control, whether it be good or bad. And it's this uncertainty that makes the future exciting and terrifying for us to behold. But when you're trying to take on the world, the best thing to do is step back and ask yourself the question, who do I want to be? Now, a solution to this question is, imagine yourself at the end of the next chapter of your life, whether it be college graduation, the end of basic training, or the end of vocational school, or a promotion to a new job. Let's assume a college graduation. It's going to be a night really similar to tonight. You're dressed up in your graduation gown, you just received your diploma, and you're standing there with the people most important to you. These people are the people who inspire and represent the parts of your life. Standing there could be your family, who represents your family life, your closest friends, who are your social life, your professor or employer, who represents your professional life, or a priest about your spiritual life. Imagine they're all there, talking and celebrating, and then you suddenly take a break. Perhaps you go to the bathroom in a nearby building. You sit down and think. And as this hypothetical situation, think outside as to those people who are important to you. They're all together talking, and what they're talking about is you. The question to ask is, what do you want them to say? Do you want your friends to talk about your generosity and kindness, your professor to be astonished by your hard work ethic, your priest to compliment your devoutness, or your classmate to be an appreciation of you being the only person to show up at their new club? And also, what do you not want them to say about you? Perhaps you don't want your teacher to talk about your procrastination, your parents talking about that time you didn't pick up the phone when they called, or your coach talking about being late to every practice because you're vaping in the locker room. Nevertheless, these things are the things you have control over. Every decision, initiative, and action you take, you have the power to reflect your character. No matter the opportunities you get, you always have the chance to work hard. You can always show compassion, unconditional love, and inclusion. You can proudly make your enemies by standing up for what you believe in. You can embrace your failure and have the courage to continue. You can always be generous and charitable. And even if it appears someone has more than you, I guarantee you can give something that only you can give. Many of you have high aspirations: doctors, soldiers, engineers, mothers, fathers, musicians, astronauts, or athletes. The world is full of unpredictability, and no one can guarantee you these results. But what you can guarantee yourself is your character. It all comes down to the fact that you're the one making your life's decisions. Each choice or initiative you make will reflect your reputation. You may fail in your original career, but if you stay true to who you want to be, you will be that person no matter what title or position you ever assume. So beyond career goals of deciding what you want to do, decide what is most important in making who you want to be, whether it be generosity, kindness, loyalty, meritoriousness, reverence, and much more. And tonight, similar to that hypothetical day, I asked you to imagine those people. They're the ones who shaped, inspired, mentored, and now represent your high school career. And so go and thank them. Start tonight, because they led your high school career. And for me, I thank you for being part of the incredible, inimitable, and exceptional class of 2018.
Hello. Before I begin, I'd like to sincerely thank those who granted me the opportunity to speak today. I'd also like to thank my teachers for all of their dedication to each of us as students and all of the families, especially my own, who have supported us throughout the past 18 years. It is an honor to stand here and represent the class of 2018 at such a pivotal time in our lives. May 31st, 2018. When I first penned this date in on my calendar so many months ago, it seemed like a distant milestone, something fully insistent upon remaining a box on an intangible checklist. Graduation. That's something adults and people with their lives together do. Us? Graduating? Aren't we all still 12 or something? Nonetheless, since that moment the ink dried, the year began to fly by in bright bursts of cram sessions and game times and late nights and early mornings. It was all some type of mad dash, a rush towards some metaphorical finish line, towards getting those diplomas and finally getting a chance to breathe. Over our past 4 years together, we have studied and complained and laughed and ate and complained some more until suddenly we somehow ended up sitting in folding chairs and caps and gowns, all slightly disoriented and vaguely concerned about just how we really did end up here. Throughout my senior year, I, like probably most of you, have been told to stop for a minute, breathe, and soak it all in. To enjoy the time I've had here and to cherish the little moments and flashes that will someday crystallize themselves into the twinkling bits of memories. Because this is the time of our lives. We might be eagerly awaiting our grand exits and our steps towards what's to come right now, sure. But soon, when the dust settles, we'll all be wishing for just one more chance to walk those hallowed Hempfield halls, or to go to just one more football game, or to step on stage, stomachs bursting with butterflies for just one more show, or to hear just one more of Mr. Sherman's awful jokes. Mr. Sherman, I'm just kidding. I love your jokes. Long live Calc 2. Jerome Konechka is our king. Because these are the glory days. The glory days. Okay, listen, I'm sorry, but if these are the best times of our lives, the future from this point forward seems a little bit bleak. Now, this is not me lessening our time here in any way or saying that the past 4 years were, in fact, bleak. Rather, they have been incredibly meaningful and transformative for all of us. And this is a big moment. These are the only lives we have ever known, and we all sit here today watching them draw to a grand conclusion. But endings are supposed to be sappy and saddening. And how lucky we are to have something so worthy of being missed. But if the past 4 years someday ending up being the best ones we've ever had, what is the point of having the rest of our lives still to live? For me, my time at Hempfield High School was truly the best 4 years of my life, and I hope that each and every one of you have enjoyed your time here too. We have built beautiful friendships, received guidance from passionate educators, and gained knowledge about so much more than what's between the covers of our textbooks or on the boards in our classrooms. And for this, I am so incredibly thankful to everyone who made this ride so exceptional. But the thing is, these vivid bursts, these conversations and laughs and tiny bits of light are the best 4 years, the best of times, as of today. See, the best part about the future is how it hasn't actually happened yet. Tomorrow, we are graduates, and we begin molding our lives, take a step towards pursuing the purpose belonging to each and every one of us sitting here today. Tomorrow could be the best day of our lives, as could be the next tomorrow, or the tomorrow after that. Each and every one of us has the potential to move mountains, no matter their size, and to make something meaningful out of our lives. The potential for bettering ourselves, others, and these times will come in the next year or in the next decade, in college or in technical school, in our jobs or in our family lives. I remember reading a poem by Dylan Thomas in class with Mr. Steely. It may have been over a year ago, sure, but this piece has stuck with me and burned itself into my brain. It reads, "Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light." Right now, as we all sit and dangle our feet over the ominous brink of what's to come, we burn. We burn with the fire of excitement to go out and change the world and live. But as time goes by, things get tough. Eagerness fades, life catches up to us, and diving into the past seems all too alluring. But we cannot rest. We must rage against that dying light, must stop and listen, if only to remember to put passion into everything we do, to make our tomorrows better than our todays. So, here's to the class of 2018. May we all hold our memories dear and our friends ever so tightly, because someday they will just be fragments of the sweet things that once were. But may we never stop growing and pushing and being absolutely radiant. Forces for the good of the world, movers of mountains, active participants who live up to and exceed our potentials. Because the glory days are always those that are yet to come. Thank you.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road.
Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go.
So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind,
And hang it on a shelf in good health and good time.
tattoos and memories and deaths get on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. Ooh. something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
At this time in our graduation exercises, we pause because we'd like to honor our highest achieving graduates. Academic achievement is something in which we take great pride. Our concern for our students is that they leave here with an education that prepares them for further education, or that they be productive members of our society. The honor grads that we recognize this evening represent the epitome of academic success. The scholastic averages of the honor grads that have been calculated, and they include all grades from grades 9 through the third 9 weeks of grade 12. These students that we will be honoring tonight have achieved at least a 94.6% overall average. Since the list is lengthy, please hold your applause until all of the names have been called. Honor grads, as I call your name, would you please stand and then be seated when the next name is called? David Tranquid Allshouse, Trevin Marshall Anderson, Laura Elizabeth Aston, Emma Claire Bancroft, Kayla Ashante Barrientos Collins, Maya Davy Batnagar, Matilda Claire Bevins, Chance Stephen Brooks, Brianna Rose Carr, Stanley Richard Chiselski, Samantha Elaine Cole, Dominica Jean Cook, Nicole Amanda Daler, Taylor Brooke Dahl, David Adam Dockenbaugh, Julia Kathleen Davis, Molly Peyton DeBone, Dominic Sebastiano DeFabo, Vivian Lee Dye, Mallory Lynn Falatovich, Olivia Grace Ferrer, Mira Elizabeth Federico, Joshua Weber Ferrer, Luke Joseph Fickner, Angelica Laurencina Fisher, Hannah Genevieve Flory, Cameron Thomas Galantine, McKenna Lynn Graham, Jared Riley Gray, Adam Michael Hidalgo, Alexis Michelle Hill, Garrett David Hill, Grant Edward Hips, Marissa Marie Horanic, Cameron Liam Horton, Megan Elizabeth Johnson, Meg Elizabeth Jones, Serena King, Samantha Morgan Klein, Jerome Konechka Jr., Carolyn Nicole Kowalik, Owen James Kreisinger, Gabrielle Marie Coons, Victoria Ashlyn Kuma, Caitlin Elizabeth Lander, Braden Walter Laverty, Alan Jordan Lazaire, Laura Rose Levick, Mackenzie Lee Liebengood, Hannah Marie Linebaugh, Helen Anna Livingston, Julian Rose Luchetti, Sloan Elizabeth Luckowitz, Jamie Michaela Luffy, Bailey Fawn Markovic, Benjamin Tusia Midlick, Kane Alexander Mills, Emily Grace Morrison, McLean Grace Morrow, Julia Elizabeth Mao, Drew Alexander Mull, Brooke Sonora Nelson, Nicholas Anthony Noble, Evan Dayton Oblak, Madison Lynn Onesco, Noah Jeffrey Orischak, Sarah Frances Osselborn, Austin Michael Pascarella, Kyle Adam Person, Allison Marie Podkol, Carly Alexandra Pokorski, Morgan Grace Riggleman, Kelly Ann Robinson, Rachel Nicole Romack, Emily Faith Rose, Hannah Ashley Scheipel, Zachary Thomas Sig, Alyssa Lee Simpson, Justin Mitchell Slowoski, Emily Lostetter Smith, Michael Joseph Spinella, Braden Scott Stifler, Emily Richmond Tain, Mitchell Robert Taylor, Kelsey Megan Tobin, Luciano Anthony Valerio, Alexa Sue Verclaren, Eve Elizabeth Winkler, Lydia Evelyn Vanoski, Alexander John Weiss, Anna Nicole Weiland, Daniel Patrick Weldon, Ellie Janae Wilcox, Rachel Suzanne Yensha, and Stephanie Marie Zemba. Congratulations to our honor graduates. And now we have a special award to honor our highest graduates. These are the students who earned the five highest averages in the senior class. As I call your name, please come forward to the podium. Emma Claire Bancroft. Olivia Grace Ferrer. Meg Elizabeth Jones. Jerome Konechka Jr. And Caitlin Elizabeth Lander. May we please have another round of applause for our honor grads. Okay, guys, thank you. At this time, I would like to have Mrs. Sonia L. Brajic, the president of our school board, please come to the podium.
Good evening. Before I begin my remarks, one thing I have to say is kudos to the graduates on your caps. They look absolutely awesome, guys. I know this is the first year that the students presented the question to administration and to the principal, and I thank the administration and the principal for allowing the students to express themselves. I think they look great. So thank you. Good evening to our administration, teachers, parents, grandparents, and the extended family and friends in attendance here this evening. It's an honor to be here tonight to help with the celebration of the graduation for the class of 2018. I have the privilege of introducing the rest of the board that's in attendance here tonight. Board members, as I call your name, if you please would stand and remain standing as I address the rest of the board. Our Vice President, Dr. Jeannie Smith. Board Member, Diane Cibatoni. Dr. Paul Adams. Paul Ward. Dr. Scott Loam, Dr. Dave Iwig, Chris Rossman, and our last member wears many titles tonight. She's coach to our girls field hockey team, Aunt Shell to graduates Eve Winkler and Taylor Ritson. But the most important title she wears tonight is mom to daughter Angelica, who graduates here this evening, board member Michelle Fisher. Thank you. To the class of 2018, this chapter in your journey of your life is about to close, and another one is ready to begin. To your parents who are sitting here in the audience, it may have closed a little too quickly. They can't believe that the little boys and girls that they walked to the bus stop 13 years ago will now be walking across the field in just a few short minutes to receive their diplomas, turn their tassels, and toss their caps. In the next few months, as you take the time to celebrate your accomplishments with your family and friends, please don't forget to thank your parents. They played an important role in getting you here today. After all those early morning subcells, late night play practices, and cheering you on in the stands, they're going to be asked to take on a new role. They'll still be there for you, but they might not be able to run to school for that item that you forgot, or to bring that last-minute food just before that game, or to bring on the lunch money that you just so happened to forget. You will both have to get comfortable in the new roles that you'll take on. As I was driving into work this morning, the Rascal Flatts song came on the radio, My Wish, and I thought how appropriate for tonight. I believe that everyone's wish in the crowd for this class of 2018 would be for your dreams to stay big and your worries to stay small. One more piece of advice to the class of 2018. As you're off writing your next chapter, remember, please stay in touch with your families. Not just by text, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever other form of social media that you choose to use. I know with this generation it's uncommon, but please pick up the phone and call them. Moms and dads actually want to hear your voice. It's important to them. For the class of 2018, congratulations, good luck, and take care. We're here for you.
The Hempfield Area School District Wall of Fame was established to recognize graduates of Hempfield Area High School who have made significant accomplishments. Each year, nominations are reviewed by a committee comprised of students, a representative of the school board, and high school faculty members. In order to qualify, nominees must have graduated from Hempfield at least 10 years prior to nomination, must have distinguished himself or herself at the top of his or her field, and must have made an accomplishment or achieved a distinction that goes beyond personal gain. After careful consideration of this year's applicants, the committee has chosen to induct 2 new members of the Wall of Fame. Those members who are about to be inducted are Dr. Lisa Ann Smith and Mr. Kurt Wooten.
Dr. Lisa Ann Smith is a 1985 graduate of Hempfield Area High School. She graduated in the top 10 of her class and was very active as a cheerleader. In her senior year, she was captain of the squad. Dr. Smith matriculated to the University of Pittsburgh, where she majored in behavioral neuroscience with minors in English and the history and philosophy of science. While at Pitt, she was a member of the Honors College and was active in dance and theater departments. Interestingly, she continued her participation in cheerleading as the terrible cheerleader with the Steeler mascot Bo Garatano, the terrible fan. Upon completion of her undergraduate degree, she was accepted into medical school at Hahnemann University of Medicine, now known as Drexel, where she completed her medical degree. During this time, she helped found and direct the largest student-run homeless clinic. This clinic was honored as a point of light by then-President George H.W. Bush. She did her internship and residency in general surgery at the University of Tennessee College of Medicine and earned a fellowship in pediatric surgery at Miami Children's Hospital. Following her experiences in Miami, she returned to Chattanooga, Tennessee as an associate professor in surgery, where she remains in practice today. Since then, she has been published multiple times, mentors young women in their community, and is active in professional organizations such as the American College of Surgeons. Most recently, Dr. Smith was awarded Chattanooga's Champion of Healthcare Award for her leadership in creating a chest wall reconstruction program called the Pectacular that treats adolescents and young adults with chest wall deformities. She is nationally recognized as a pediatric trauma surgeon by the Red Cross. Finally, in addition to her considerable professional accomplishments, she is married and is the mother of 2 stepsons and 2 daughters. Dr. Smith is a respected pillar of her community, and we are proud to count her as a member of the Hempfield community. Unfortunately, due to her professional obligations, Dr. Lisa A. Smith is unable to be here with us tonight. At this time, we would like to have a round of applause for Dr. Lisa Smith, class of 1985.
Our next inductee is Mr. Kurt Wooten. Mr. Wooten is a 1997 graduate of Hempfield Area High School, and since his graduation, he has become better known as the Pittsburgh Dad. Following his graduation from Hempfield, Kurt continued his education at West Virginia University. The Pittsburgh Dad, a character based on his own father, became an internet hit that has received more than 72 million views. Each episode of the Pittsburgh Dad is 2 to 9 minutes long and begins with a theme song reminiscent of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. The series highlights the idiosyncrasies of Pittsburghese and celebrates many areas of Pittsburgh pride. This makes Pittsburgh Dad popular among both current and former Pittsburghers. Named by the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette as the 3rd best internet video of the year, Kurt, as the Pittsburgh Dad, has also had several guest columns published, including one for Father's Day 2013. In December of 2014, WPXI featured Kurt in a Pittsburgh Dad-themed Christmas special. Last July, Kurt aired his first short film, Streetlight Stories, a special that gave viewers a glimpse of Pittsburgh life in the late 1980s. Kurt's Pittsburgh Dad character has turned into a brand that includes candles, hot sauce and commercials, a book, t-shirts, in-game Jumbotron videos, and more. As a tribute to Kurt's success, Eaton Park created a smiley cookie with the image of Kurt's face. The funds raised by cookie sales helped to aid Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh through the Eaton Park Caring for Kids campaign. Additionally, he has Pittsburgh Dad sauces that are available at Giant Eagle, and the proceeds of the sauces benefit Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh as well. In addition to all of his success, Kurt is married and the father of 2 children. He is a widely recognized symbol of the Pittsburgh area, and we are proud to count the Pittsburgh Dad among the graduates of Hempfield Area High School. And now, please welcome Mr. Kurt Wooten.
Hey, at least I showed up, huh? I got some kids I don't know about, but that's okay. We'll get to that later. All right. Whoa, guys. This is it's truly an honor. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Hempfield's Wall of Fame Committee and Principal Mrs. Kathy Charlton for giving me this distinction. I'm sincerely thankful and genuinely humbled. Over the years, Hempfield's Wall of Fame has been well represented with distinguished individuals from many admirable fields. Doctors, scientists, high-ranking military personnel have all previously graced the wall. And now you've got the guy who makes fun of his dad on YouTube. So you got some higher caliber talent coming to the stage here. So that's good, guys. Raising the bar. 21 years ago this week, I graduated from this same stadium. And as a youngster growing up a mile away over the hill in Fort Allen, I would look at this gigantic building with such wonderment and think of all the great experiences that would be in store for me once I could attend here. And during my 4 years here, I learned everything from algebra to biology to falling asleep in the planetarium without getting caught. It's a skill set that also translated well to my college career. However, it wasn't just Hempfield Area School District's curriculum that shaped who I would become. It was also the wonderful and caring staff. A staff who not only took the time to teach me, but also harness my more dormant attributes as well. And during my senior year, one teacher in particular really indulged my creative side. That teacher was Mrs. Renton. That whole year, Mrs. Renton indulged my expressive nature and allowed me to make whatever goofy video that would come to mind, as long as it was in French. Nowadays, I can't speak a lick of French, but the spark that I received from Mrs. Renton propelled me towards the direction I continue to follow to this day. And for that, and for the rest of my experiences at Hempfield, I am truly thankful. And before I go, I actually have a few brief words for the graduating class of 2018, and hold on, I really, I can't read what I wrote here. It's getting a little small. I need to put on my glasses if you don't mind. 1 second, guys. There, that's way better. Oh, jeez. Okay, and by the way, if you just thought this whole thing was free, you're wrong. You'll all be in there making band subs in the cafeteria to help pay for the cost of this. So don't be running off to your cars or anything like that. Buckle down. All right, class of 2018. You kids, I'll tell you kids don't know how good yous had it during your time at Hempfield. Yins had smart tablets, laptops, smartphones. I tell you, when I went to school at Hempfield, we didn't even have the internet. We had the Oregon Trail. Look it up. Everything you need to know, you can learn from the Oregon Trail. Now, can I design a mobile website? No. Can I log into my bank account without calling customer service 100 times? Absolutely not. But this entire time I've been alive, I've not once got dysentery, and that's because of the Oregon Trail. Thank you, Hempfield, for that. Now, I know there's a lot of parents out in this crowd tonight, and I see a lot of moms out there probably thinking how proud they are that a little boy or girl has reached this life milestone. And I see a lot of dads out there who are probably thinking, as soon as my kid's name's said, I'm out of here. I'm beating that rush out the parking lot and the rush up to Texas Roadhouse, be up there first. Boy, I can't wait to get one of them good rolls of that cinnamon butter to die for. But graduates, I want you to get out there and I want you to run towards life. Run towards life like it's Italian Dunker Day in the cafeteria, if that's still a thing. Just don't be knocking people along over on your way and being like a jag-off. You just gotta be nice. The school taught you to be nice, you know, because there's a tension here. And finally, you just can't change where you took root no matter how hard you may try. This is where you went to school. These are your roots. Get over it. It's your job to embrace them roots, keep them nourished, and grow out in your own way. But just do me one favor. If any of them branches start spreading out over towards Cleveland, cut them back immediately. Best of luck to all yins. Thank you. Do I stay up here now?
Yeah.
See? Gotta listen.
Tonight, as we celebrate the Hempfield Area High School commencement, we commemorate the tradition of excellence and distinction that our graduates have established. We challenge you, the students of this class, to follow in this tradition. Make it your goal to become a member of this elite group, the Hempfield Area School District Wall of Fame. Again, we congratulate our new Wall of Fame inductees, Dr. Lisa A. Smith and Mr. Kurt Wooden.
Wooden, it's okay. Finally got something that can take the place of my Iron City beer cans from 1979.
Dr. Willicke, we have examined the records of the members of the graduating class, and I certify that these students have met the requirements of the Department of Education, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and the Hempfield Area School District. Therefore, I present to you the graduating class of 2018.
Thank you, Mrs. Charlton. As a commissioned officer of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the superintendent of the Hempfield Area School District, I accept your recommendation. It's the time that we've been waiting for. I will ask that each member of the class of 2018 please come forward to receive a diploma as your name is called.
Yeah, they go on the outside. They come to this side of me.
First row ladies, please stand. Stand up. First row. All right, Terry, I don't go till Terry tells me.
Come on, sweetheart. Come on, babe.
Okay, here we go.
Brooks and Nora Nelson.
Grant Edward Hips.
What's the middle one?
Maya Davy Batnagar.
Justin Mitchell Slawowski.
Laura Elizabeth Aston.
David Tranquid Alshouse.
Emma Claire Bancroft.
Trevin Marshall Anderson.
Chance Stephen Brooks.
Kayla Ashanti Barrientos Collins.
Chance Stephen Brooks.
Matilda Claire Bevins.
Stanley Richard Chatowski.
David Adam Dawkins.
Brianna Rose Carr.
David Adam Dockenbaugh.
Samantha Elaine Cole.
Dominic Sebastiano DeFabo.
Dominica Jean Cook.
Joshua Weber Farrar.
Nicole Amanda Daler.
Luke Joseph Fickner.
Taylor Brooke Dahl.
Cameron Thomas Galentine.
Julia Kathleen Davis.
Jared Riley Gray.
Molly Peyton DeBone.
Adam Michael Hidalgo.
Vivian Lynn D.
Garrett David Hill.
Mallory Lynn Falatovich.
Cameron Liam Horton.
Olivia Grace Fearer.
Jerome Konechka.
Mira Elizabeth Federico.
Owen James Kreisinger.
Angelica Lawrencina Fisher.
Braden Walter Laverty.
Alan Jordan Lazar.
Hannah Genevieve Flory.
Alan Jordan Lazar.
McKenna Lynn Graham.
Benjamin Tatsuya Midlick.
Alexis Michelle Hill.
Kane Alexander Mills.
Marissa Marie Haranek.
Drew Alexander Mall.
Megan Elizabeth Johnson.
Nicholas Anthony Noble.
Meg Elizabeth Jones.
Evan Dayton Oblak.
Serena King.
Noah Jeffrey Orishchak.
Austin Michael Pascarella.
Samantha Morgan Klein.
Austin Michael Pascarella.
Carolyn Nicole Kowalik.
Cal Adam Person.
Gabrielle Marie Coons.
Zachary Thomas Sig.
Victoria Ashlyn Kuma.
Michael Joseph Spinella.
Braden Scott.
Caitlin Elizabeth Lander.
Braden Scott Stifler.
Laura Rose Levick.
Mitchell Robert Taylor.
Mackenzie Lee Leibengood.
Luciano Anthony Valerio.
Anna Marie Linebaugh.
Alexander John Weiss.
Helen Anna Livingston.
Daniel Patrick Weldon.
Jillian Rose Lucetti.
Thomas Conrad Abraham.
Sloan Elizabeth Luckowitz.
Frederick Michael Alfieri.
Jamie Michaela Luffy.
Shane Michael Altman.
Bailey Fawn Markovich.
Jacob Stephen Anderson.
Emily Grace Morrison.
Zachary Robert Allen Armbrust.
McLean Grace Morrow.
Anthony Joseph Artman.
Julie Elizabeth Mao.
Garrett Thomas Ashbaugh.
Madison Lynn Anesco.
Joel Anthony Aston.
Sarah Frances Osselborn.
Cole Evan Ball.
Allison Marie Podkol.
John Michael Bankosh.
Carly Alexandra Pekorski.
Vance Arnold Bankosh.
Morgan Grace Riggleman.
Brandon Tyler Barnhart.
Kelly Ann Robinson.
Brock William Barnhart.
Rachel Nicole Romack.
Kenneth Wayne Barron II.
Emily Faith Rose.
Joshua Scott Barth.
Hannah Ashley Scheipel.
Joshua Allen Charles Baylor.
Alyssa Lee Simpson.
Richard William Dickinson.
Emily Lostetter Smith.
Dominic Cologne.
Dominic Balone.
Emily Richmond Tain.
Cameron James Beegee.
Kelsey Megan Tobin.
Jacob Arthur Paul Bish.
Alexa Sue Verclaren.
Nicholas Gabriel Bohovic.
Eve Elizabeth Winkler.
Brady Jeremiah Blasik.
Lydia Evelyn Vinoski.
James Allen Blystone.
Anna Nicole Weiland.
Noah David Brandt.
Ellie Janae Wilcox.
Ryan Andrew Broadway.
Rachel Suzanne Yencha.
Braden Quinn Bose.
Stephanie Marie Zemba.
Dale Carlo Bucci.
Jenna Yvonne Oxen.
Joseph Frank Bukowski.
Sydney Marie Oxton.
Samuel Jeffrey Cameron.
Sierra Jade Allegro.
Luke Nicholas Capehart.
Austin Jeffrey Chase.
Destiny Sky Armitage.
Austin Jeffrey Chase.
Emily Elizabeth Armstrong.
Justin Ryan Chaburko.
Catherine Ann Artem.
Colin Edward Chobe.
Evelyn Lee Aumiller.
Benjamin Charles Clark.
Catherine Ann Bagden.
Nicholas Alexander Clary.
Marina Nicole Ballantyne.
Mario Vincent Colosi.
Priscilla Ann Batista.
Colin Patrick Critchfield.
Alexis Marie Beck.
Paul Alexander Delansky.
Faith Rose Beckering.
William Jeffrey Day.
Kirsten Marie Benz.
Vincent Allen DeBone.
Alyssa Cameron Boddicker.
Jordan Joseph Detto.
Lindsay Marie Bozak.
Jason Thomas Dembazak.
Victoria Luciana Bove.
Isaiah James DeAndreth.
Kristen Colleen Boyle.
Nicholas James DeAndreth.
Elizabeth Aaron Proslowski.
Connor Wyatt Draban.
Cameron Delaney Brown.
Zachary David Dreyhus.
Michaela Rose Brown.
William Crozer Driscoll IV.
Skyla Leanne Bruno.
Casey J. Dunn.
Ashley Lynn Bungard.
Danny Eshak.
Nicole Marie Carroll.
Brendan Allen I.
Madison Lynn Caruso.
Nolan Allen Faree.
Amanda Kluss.
Addison Scott Ford.
Aaliyah Marie Cohen.
Eric James Fry.
Melissa Rose Crookston.
Nathan Edward Gable.
Jenna Nicole Cumming.
Christopher Stephen Gallick.
Brianna Marie DiAugustine.
James Andrew Garris.
Mary Ellen Colleen DeCaro.
Zachary Harmon Gaskell.
Michaela Marie Durko.
Hunter James Gettins.
Maria Nicole Donch.
Elijah David Gilbert.
Tupelo Alina Donovan.
Austin Mackenzie Gockel.
Lily Mae Erickson.
Sean Gordon.
Cheyenne Marie Fisher.
Trainer Chadwick Granatire.
Brianna Dawn Fitzwater.
Ethan John Grant.
Cheyenne Rose Flood.
Kevin James Duncan.
Leah Nicole D'Angelo.
Ashlyn Elaine Greco.
Rhiannon Rose Friendy.
Benjamin Joseph Gruber.
Shannon Leah Friel.
Dylan James Gunther.
Lauren Elizabeth Galbraith.
Colt Alexander Harold.
Nismith Abigail Galeas.
Trevor Hazley.
Vanessa Tori Gasper.
Richard Julius Havrilla.
Olivia Nell Glossner.
Harry Henry.
Madison Jean Gordon.
Evan Thomas Hilk.
Kayla Marie Graham.
Nathan Robert Hoffer.
Sarah Nicole Gribben.
Keaton Davis Hollabaugh.
Rose Emmeline Gutowski.
Logan Andrew Horwath.
Alyssa Faith Hamilton.
Sean Keith Immel,
Ashley Hope Hamilton,
Derek Ingram Jr.,
Miranda Lee Henderson,
Jesse William Janik,
Madison Geneva Herr,
Thomas Andrew Katonka,
Jillian Lee Hurley,
Travis William Keener,
Rihanna Marie Hickson Steele,
Lucas Samuel Kemmerer,
Zoe Lynn Hoke,
Jacob Everett Kern,
Haley Lynn Hoffman,
Zachary Kenneth Ketter,
Jenna Ray Hauntz,
Ryan Lee Kettering,
Michaela Monet Howard,
Brad Andrew King,
Mariah Marie Huff,
Andrew Dale Kistner,
Rachel Ann Hutchinson,
Brandon Paul Koboski,
Natalie Jane Junker,
Nicholas John Koziera,
Caitlin Nicole Kavulik,
Alex Christopher Kreis,
Alexis Diane Curlin,
Eric Matthew Karnowski,
Elena Kaylee Kowalski,
Ian Nathaniel Krupp,
Sarah Emily Kushinsky,
Jacob Edward Coomer,
Courtney Ann Kovacs,
Tristan Blaine Lanter,
Gretchen Marie Krug,
Connor Benjamin Lawrence,
Julie Ann Kukerer,
Tucker Samuel Lee,
Madeline Page Leisure,
Zachary Ray Leidig,
Rebecca Marie Lever,
Noah Anthony Lingus,
Dustin Patrick Logan.
Kaylana Achilan Leviege,
Dustin Patrick Logan,
Vincent Edward Luhovy.
Asa Janae Josephine Lewis,
Vincent Edward Lahovey,
Mia Logan,
Michael Patrick Melinak,
Margaret Lorene Loughran,
Jack Henry Maloney,
Brittany Rose Love,
Caleb James Mann,
Romaine Ann Lahovey,
Brandon Kenneth Marmo,
Amber Antoinette Manch,
Justin Thomas Martin,
Alyssa Renee McClintock,
Martin Hunter Martz,
Caitlin Marie McFadden,
Timothy Masaryk,
Reagan Ann McFadden,
Daniel Matinkowski,
Michaela Lynn McKivens,
Andrew Joseph McCaffrey,
Everett James McCarthy.
Cassandra McNamara,
Everett James McCarthy,
Juliana Joy McNamara,
Derek Edward McFadden,
Tabor Leith McLeod. Milam.
Sierra Janine Milam,
Tabor Leith McLeod,
Caitlin Jeanette Miller,
Jacob James Miller,
Jordan Lee Miller,
Nicholas Hunter Miller,
Callista Ann Miller,
Zachary Dylan Malik,
Samantha May Miller,
Udell Jimenez Moreta,
Caitlin Celeste Minson,
Drew Howard Mowry,
Tessa Lee Malinik,
Andrew Joseph Murphy,
Margaret Taylor Monzo,
Noah Eric Myers,
Alexis Rose Morelli.
Brendan Anthony Napo.
Kyra Tracy Morgan.
John Daniel Mazer.
Haley Marie Ness.
Taylor Michael Neal.
Allison Ann Newell.
Christopher Jeffrey Negich.
Christine Michelle Nicola.
Nicholas Samuel Negich.
Tori Lynn O'Connell.
Denver Aaron Orner.
Elizabeth E. Lee Oldfield.
Gregory Thomas Overton.
Catherine Marie Painter.
Chad Harrison Packey.
Jade Madison Pegram.
Ethan Richard Penich.
Marissa Joe Pellis.
Maxwell J. Pritz.
Maya Marie Perkins.
Alexander Roman Queen.
Ava Ray Phillips.
Jarrett Robert Ream.
Madison Haley Phillips.
Andrew Michael Ringler.
Amber Lee Phipps.
Kyle John Roman.
Ariel Gabriella Pierce.
Alexander Edward Ross.
Alexandria Renee Prevovic.
Benjamin Patrick Ross.
Dawson Robert Sharina.
Sarah Marie Quatsi.
Dawson Robert Sharino.
Kimber Beth Randolph.
Adam George Smith.
Annika Renee Radica.
Jack McGuire Souls.
Jacqueline Rebecca Ream.
Michael James Spots.
Marissa Nicole Rendulich.
Jesse James Stahl.
Alyssa Marie Ritchie.
Zachary James Stairs.
Taylor Lynn Rodilla.
Cameron Michael Steiner.
Taylor Robin Ritson.
Noah Jeffrey Strait.
Ashley Madison Roberts.
Dakota Mikhail Summers.
Madison Joy Rogers.
Andrew Joseph Swager.
Mia Alexandra Ross.
Eric Owen Swihart.
Hannah Lindsay Sabo.
Jaden Ray Tobrowski.
Brandy Lynn Sager.
Robert Dean Tempo.
Sierra Grace Sager.
Nicholas William Thomas.
Kirsten Nicole Shoddy.
Wyatt Franklin Thomas.
Hannah Marie Schmidt.
Tyler Stephen Fennell.
Morgan Riley Schneider.
Brandon Reese Tompkins.
Lindsay Danielle Scott.
Joshua Michael Torrey.
Brandy Nicole Severini.
Adam Glenn Toth.
Adam Matthew Vanskoy.
Felicity Starr Schaefer.
Adam Matthew Vanskoy.
Taylor Laverne Short.
Paul Raymond Vantosky.
Amber Lynn Shuey.
Bobby Lee Van Holtzrier.
Courtney Rose Sergi.
Art Wula.
Marlena Elise Skorovic.
Joseph Scott Wagner.
Dominique Alexia Smith.
Jonathan Michael Wale.
Kaylee Nicole Smith.
Brandon Michael Wallace.
Leah Jean Smith.
Connor James Walters.
Olivia Margaret Solomon.
Luke Daniel Weir.
Juliana Beth Sirachi.
Elijah Lee Wetzel.
Morgan K. Sperber.
Daryl Lee Wyatt.
Shelby Jane Sperber.
Connor Dalton White.
Phoebe Stefanini.
Christopher Adam Weibel.
Sierra Autumn Stewart.
Andrew James Wow.
Stephanie K. Stickles.
Tyler James Williams.
Julia Nicole Tatarek.
Sean Tyler Wilson.
Brooke Lynn Tadero.
Hunter Allen Wisser.
Bailey Lynn Trzynski.
Nicholas Andrew Wolf.
Danielle Maria Traub.
Dallin Owen Wood.
Madeline Lee Ushak.
Cole Robert Woodrig.
Elizabeth Marie Weber.
Justin Paul Wright.
Mackenzie Ray Watul.
Bruno Dominic Iacoboni.
Taylor Mackenzie Wilkinson.
Peyton Alexander Young.
Gianna Joel Wills.
Scott Andrew Urick.
Madeline Sean Wilson.
Luke Edwin Zidell.
Veronica May Weisgarver.
John Anthony Zuzo.
Christina Marie Zikovich.
Andrew Jonathan Zivith.
I don't have a card. Ty Gaffney. Ty David Gaffney.
Ty David Gaffney.
I congratulate our graduates and their families. At this time, if we could take a moment to recognize those who have chosen to enter the military as their next step in their careers. If they could please stand, please. Any of our graduates who will be going into the military. Thank you. May your time at Hempfield area have prepared you for a future of personal success. At this time, you may move your tassel from the right to the left. As I present to you for the final time the class of 2018, they may prepare to throw their caps if they so choose on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.